Yay! I'm so excited. You guys are all here. Welcome to 100 Leads Live. Super excited to share a few things with you guys today to help you start generating leads inside of your Facebook groups. Let me get this chat thread. I'm going to check the chat. I do love this to be interactive, so feel free to chat away. And as I check it, I'll answer questions, all of the things as we go through this. So you are in the right place if you are spinning your wheels to find people who want your offers. You're in the right place if you feel like you've tried everything to generate leads, and you are in the right place if you're newer to social media and you're not clear on how to properly generate leads without being icky, or maybe you've been on social media for a while and you were trained a different way and you want to do this the right way. And I'm so excited you are here. If you are ready to generate 100 quality leads into your community, feel free to drop a 1 in the chat if that sounds good to you, because today all of this changes for you. Okay, we have one goal, and that is to help you learn 4 simple strategies today that will generate leads excited about your offer right into your community without those awkward, icky, cold DMs. My only ask is that whatever strategy resonates with you today, that you take action on it right away. I love when people do that, when they take action, because on the other side of action comes results. And that's what you're here for, right? So I have a special gift for you for showing up live. And that is, I want to give you a guide to help you double your leads in a day. I'm going to grab that guide for you guys really quickly and drop that in the chat so you can download it and you can take it and integrate right out the gate. Here you go. And we'll keep sharing. So that's a little special gift for you. All right, here's the reality. No new leads equal no new profit coming into our business, right? We can bring an amount in and perhaps get some sales, get some clients that way. But if we are not consistently bringing in the right people who are interested in what it is that we do, we're going to become stagnant in our business. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get exhausted from creating content and having the same 5 people interact who may already be your clients. Okay, so today, all of this changes to growing a thriving community with new eyes who are actually interested in what it is that you offer. We're also growing your email list, right? So I'm a big fan of social media, utilizing your Facebook group to build a community, but we all know that social media is not ours, and we want to grow that email list, which is ours. So I'm excited to help you do that as well. I'm excited to help you build confidence in your actions and simplicity to scale your business. I'm going to tell you about April. April is a business coach and consultant to 6- and 7-figure earners. She joined my program as a VIP, meaning she brought me on one-on-one to support her in building out her community, generating leads. And in 3 short weeks, she grew her community to over 200 members. She ran a custom challenge, and that resulted in 7 new clients joining her $3,997 program. And if you do the math, that's about $21,000. So that's a pretty good deal for her launching her Facebook group. Okay, so a little bit about me. I am Lindsay. I am a twin mom, a business coach, a Facebook group community strategist, and I have been in the business for 14 years. I've been in business online. I've sold thousands of dollars, but most importantly, I've helped others build their business online through Facebook group strategy. So a little bit about my story. I'll come off share to tell you guys a little bit more. I was in the corporate world for, I don't even know how long, but I went to college, got my degree, did what you normally do, right? Like the typical conversation is like, we're going to college, we're going to find that 9 to 5 type of job. And I did that. I lived in Chicago at the time. And Chicago weather is very different from Arizona weather, right? Like Arizona, it's hot. Chicago, we deal with ice, snow, all kinds of craziness for a good chunk of the year. And so what I would find is I'd be driving in to the office and I didn't know you never knew. I was very far away. My commute was like 2 hours a day. And the office I worked in there was a little bit of toxicness up in there. And I realized that's not everybody's experience, but it was mine. And I just remember driving and thinking to myself, this can't be it. I didn't even have kids yet. And I was like, how does a mother do this? Right. I remember thinking to myself, like, how am I going to get them to practice? How am I going to be able to maybe go to a field trip if I want to? How am I going to do summer when they're home? Like, how does one do that? And it was a real genuine thought. And I realized people do it. But for me, it was just like, this is not going to work. I need to figure something out. And so at the time, I was kind of looking around, seeing if I could find a different type of job that would make sense for the schedule. And I got a cold, obnoxious DM. Have you guys ever gotten those where they're like, hey, here's my link. Could you do all of these things for, could you join this thing? And you're like, where did you come from? Like, how and who are you? And so this happened. It was like a big old novel. It was like, join my team, come do these things. And I was like, I thought it was a robot. And instead of like blocking her or getting upset, I asked her a few questions. I leaned into her content and I watched her, and she was posting this vision. And I thought to myself, she would share about how she was helping people get healthy. She would share about how she was working out and getting health, working on her own nutrition and things around the kids' schedule, right? And then she'd share about how she was getting paid. Every week she'd share this vision and how they're going shopping. Like this whole vision was crafted. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, is she for real? Like, how is she working something around her kid's schedule, getting paid, working on her health? Like I was drawn to this vision, and I was like, this can't be real. I remember thinking it was like so fake, such a scam, right? But she consistently shared this story on repeat every week. And I hope like you take that's a big nugget right there for you to hold tight to. That has nothing to do with generating leads, but everything to do with building trust with these guys, because she built my trust. I was like leaning in every week more and more. I'm like, nobody keeps telling the same kind of story if they're lying. And so in my head, I'm like, there's no way this is a scam because she keeps telling this story on repeat. And for months, I watched her tell this story. And my corporate company moved to Ohio and they were like, do you want to come with us? And I was like, oh no. This is a bittersweet ending for me because I've been trying to figure this out. And I had, interviews, different jobs, and they were all kind of the same, an hour commute each way. It was just like, this is just going to be the same thing. And this isn't really the vision that I have for my personal life. But what she's doing sounds fascinating. So long story short, after way too long of waiting, I signed up and I got involved in the direct sales world. That's where it all began. And I do remember being told to send out all these messages and do the cold offerings, the cold DMs that you might have been told about by somebody in your world. And I was like, oh no, we're not approaching it this way. No. And so instead, what I did was I opened up a Facebook group and I thought to myself, this is how I'm going to build connection with people who have no idea who I am. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to bring them into a group and I'm going to build trust by adding value. And then I can talk to them about what it is that I offer. And so I built this framework without exactly realizing I was building a framework. And over time, I was able to teach it to others who were involved, who came into my team. I was able to sell week after week after week. And my team was able to really duplicate this process. They were able to sell, they were able to build. And so we ended up building this team of thousands. I had a customer base of thousands over a decade of being in that space. And it took a business coach. It's always good to have a coach in your corner, right? It took a business coach looking at what I was doing. And she was like, why are you not teaching this to others? This is amazing. I started getting asked to speak on stages. I was flying across the country. They were calling me in for like leadership calls, speaking to other teams. And it was like a moment of like, I should do this. And then I launched it about 2 years ago. I launched this program where I help you do everything from A to Z with your Facebook group, getting it launched, getting everything kicked off, all the features, helping you generate leads, helping you create content, helping you sell from it. So many different parts and pieces. And so here we are today. Here we are. I've worked with, I don't even know, over 100 different clients and students. I work with coaches, course creators. I've worked with authors, realtors, and network marketers at this point in the career, whether it's been one-on-one or through the program. And I'm so thankful you guys are all here today. And I want to share a little bit with you guys about generating these leads because there's so much to this. It's so good. But that's a little bit about me. So I do want to tell you guys, my first community I built was only to 550 members. Okay. So I know like numbers are really important and we do need to continue to grow our leads, but I was able to build a 6+ figure business with just 550 members, which is pretty wild. And it simplified my life, it streamlined my work, and it gave me back more time for my family. And not to mention, I was able to help others do the same. And that was specifically in social selling. So building a thriving community is by far going to help you consistently generate leads week after week, month after month, people who are actually interested in what it is you offer. Like we're not just bringing anybody into this group, okay? That I was one of those who actually did that in the beginning. I was like, let's just add the whole friends list. And that was not a great idea, but it's a lesson I learned and now I teach. We are not doing that. We are wanting to bring in those who want to learn about what it is that we offer, right? Okay, so let me share some big mistakes that I see you making and help you to avoid these moving forward. One being the cold DMs. I'm still getting these to this day. I just got 3 this week. I was like, what is going on? So it tells me we still need to keep helping people. Stop sending the cold DMs. But I'm not saying don't reach out to anybody because conversations are huge. Okay. We just need to be smart and strategic and very intentional with how we're having these conversations. And that is something that I absolutely have mastered and help you with. Okay. Also, posting and ghosting. I know sometimes I do this. I've been there and I've done that where I've posted and then it's like, okay, I gotta go. And I just ghost and off I go. I don't spend any time like connecting with anyone who maybe interacted with, like I just go. And I've been there through that and I'm like, well, that was a waste. And I end up having to repost because things aren't happening. And maybe you've been there where you're like, I've posted and it's crickets. Nobody's talking to me. And, we've got a lot with that, the percentage of your view specifically on Instagram is 3%. 3% when you make a post on Instagram. It can be very low. I think that's really important to note. I know the percentage when it comes to like opening email is 25%. And what I know about your Facebook group is it's 20 to 60% of viewership. Facebook public profile, I believe last was 10%. So the percentage is fairly low. So we can't just post and ghost, and we can't post and be frustrated. Like nobody's seeing this. Nobody's reacting because they aren't seeing it. That's part of social media. So don't just post and ghost. Okay. Also, if you're only in your stories and you're not posting, you're not connecting with people, that is also not helpful because the only people that are in your stories are going to be those ones that have already gotten to know, like, and trust you, right? So we want to make sure that we are being seen. We want to be more visible because we do want those leads to come in. Okay. And then finally, if you're laser focused on virality to gain the followers, I can tell you I've built 3 different businesses successfully over the past, I built 2 over the past year, not going viral. And over the past decade, the first one never went viral. So don't let that stress you out either. And don't be so laser focused on it. The one viral video I did have, which was, I believe, on my dog's page, or no, it wasn't on my dog's page. I have a few different pages, and it did nothing. It was just a ton of views. And I was like, how do I even know who's viewing this? Like, I had no way to connect with those people. And so I just want to encourage you to not get too wrapped up in the viral stuff and the guru stuff. Okay. Okay. So a little bit more, I talked about this. We want to be reaching out. We want to be connecting with people, but sending a direct cold DM will have them ghosting you, blocking, or yelling, depending on who they are. So we don't want to do that specific way. But I still want to help you get those leads in. Okay. So what could happen if you first built a community that attracted them in, and you had a solid way to connect with them, build trust quickly, and start the conversation about working together, because we've got some great things that can help you do that. Okay. And then we went over mistake number 2, not reaching out at all. Posting and ghosting is not a strategy. So make a note, write it down. We still want to be connecting with people in DMs. We don't want to let that part of it go. Okay. What would it look like if you had a simple process to reach out and connect with your dream clients that was not icky and actually had them talking back and sharing with you so you could support them in what it is that you do? Would be awesome, wouldn't it? Okay. And we don't want to only rely on our stories. We've reviewed, yes, we want to share, right? But not just in stories every single day. Okay. So like, I don't know, a few stories a day is always a good thing. I've found less is more. So that's exciting too, especially if you have kiddos or you're very busy and you're like, I do not have time to do all these stories. Okay. But I want you to have other touch points to help you with that lead generation, right? And number 4, laser focused on virality. We've already really discussed this. I got ahead of myself on some of these slides, so we're gonna move along. Okay, so this is my girl Cami. She is a student in my program. She's a network marketer and she's a coach. And she came to me and she was only in her stories. She said her group was crickets and her stories were somewhat crickets. And all I said was I gave her a guide for engagement before she officially became a student. And I was like, okay, try and implement this. She took my advice and showed up in her community that she hadn't showed up in forever for, because she felt like it was crickets, and she already started seeing movement. People started talking back to her. She then launched a new community for her coaching business. She had 25 people join in 24 hours. And of the 25, 3 reached out for information about working with her. And what's funny, I remember her saying this to me so clearly. She was like, they watch my stories. How did they not understand what I do? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. But sometimes it's just that clarity, that live video, that post that just really helps those conversations. And so she ended up having such great success after going through the program. So that was a really cool story. Okay, interactive time. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want to know, how much do you believe in your offer right now, your offer, and what it can do for the people you want to help, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it's a program, whether it's coaching. How much do you truly believe in your offer right now? Because before we get into the leads and the tips, I need your belief high. That's first, because that energy is going to translate to these people who are coming into your world. Okay. So I want to make sure you know, again, really important for you to write this piece down. Oh, I love it. Everyone's a 10. So good. Okay. Love, 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 love. Okay. We can move right along, because as long as you're at a 10 with your belief, we got this. Oops, I went the wrong direction. Where am I going here? Okay. Why could a Facebook group work to streamline all of this? Let me show you a little bit of stats. Okay. 1.8 billion people are using Facebook groups daily. That's the size of a country. They're in these groups, they are active. And of the 1.8, 1.2 billion of them have made a purchase on Facebook, and 66% made their most recent purchase on Facebook. Isn't that wild? That's some good stats right there to sit with. All for me to say, Facebook is not dead for business. It still remains the top social platform to use and top lead generating social platform. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg has said himself they were going to double down on groups, putting focus on groups, and even added community into their mission, which is so cool and so exciting for someone who has had so much success building groups, or really building one group. It's not about building multiple groups. I don't want to like overwhelm you guys with that. Okay. Why do we want to do this? Why a Facebook group? Facebook groups are simple, they're profitable, they are not complicated. And I think everybody can agree, I just need simplicity in my life. I need it to not be complicated. I just need a streamlined process for my business, okay? Inside of a Facebook group, I gave you guys some stats about this a few slides back, but you can get your message seen in the post. You're not fighting an algorithm necessarily to be seen. You have an opportunity to even use a tag at everyone, whether you love it or hate it. It works and it helps when you have important stuff to share, right? And I help guide you on that because I know that's some people are very like hesitant about that specific tag. A Facebook group it helps you build a community, which is what I'm super passionate about because of everything it's done for my life over the past 14 years. That builds trust, that builds relationships. That's how we create clients, customers, business partners. They get to communicate back with us inside of these groups. Other people are watching these conversations you're having. They're learning about you. It's all streamlined into one place, and it can be very organized as well, which I love to dive deep into when we work together. Okay. Facebook groups are for all business types and all levels. Okay. Many are involved in these groups, whether they're coaches, course creators, digital product creators, whether you're network marketing, whether you are an author, mom groups. Like there's so much opportunity inside of these groups. They are the number one place to generate sales. So I always say, why would you not want to be on Facebook? Right? Okay, guys, let me know. Have you started a Facebook group yet? Or are we here and we haven't done that yet? While I grab a drink. Also, I just feel like doing something really fun. If you guys take a photo of this and share it on your stories or share it in your community, I'll grab, tag me and I will I'll pick a name and we'll do some coaching together. Okay. I feel like that would be like really fun. So feel free to grab a photo and share it out. And then I'll pick a name and we'll do some coaching. All right. Are you guys ready? Here we go. This is the goods I'm ready to give to you. Okay. So we're going to write this down, get your notebook or your notepad, notes in your phone. The first thing is we need to be really clear in our community. Okay. So the first thing I want to know is who are you going to attract? How do you want to attract them? Okay. So you've heard about attracting your ideal client into your main social media page. I'm curious how your ideal client engages, right? Like, do they engage or do they not? Do they reach out? Do most people typically reach out to you, or do you have to find yourself reaching out to them? And either way is not wrong, but this is just important stuff to take notes and be aware of, because it helps you when you're sitting down to do that very intentional work. Like, what does that look like for you? What are they doing? Okay. What are they doing right now that they need your help with? What do they need? What's their biggest pain point? And how can you be the place, the community that's going to support them? Okay. For me, when it comes to this type of work, I would say it's 50-50. Some are going to pop into my inbox. This is typically my experience has been, I will get a handful of reach out, like they'll come to me and then I'll get a handful that I have to reach out to them. And so I feel like that's why there's no right answer. It's just really good to make note of. And if you are like, I'm not the type to reach out to anyone, I'm excited to support you in this because it's important, but we can do it really intentionally so you don't feel gross. Because I know why you don't want to do it. Because you're like, oh, it's so, I don't like how people have done it with me. I want to do it different, right? Lindsay, was not the one reaching out when I was interested because they didn't want to feel sold to. But I was interested, right? So she sent me that wild mess. I'm one of the only people that probably responded to a cold DM, like eventually becoming part of that community, right? That team. But most of the time, I don't let anybody know I'm watching. And I think you want to just like sit with that for a minute because engagement is so, it's such a big conversation. But the truth is, a lot of people who are interested in what you're doing are typically not engaging. And that's important for you to just be aware of. I think engagement's fine, it's great, but I've observed, and I am one of them who did it. I did not engage. I barely responded to that message. I never liked on her stuff. I never commented. I watched. I was a lurker. That's what they call them, the lurkers. Okay. So I want to encourage you with this to understand, like, keep sharing your story, keep sharing what it is that you do, because lurkers are real. Like, we're quiet, we're not engaging, but we're watching you. Okay. Clarity in your community. Once you are super clear on this part about your community, that's when you can start to let people know what it is all about. Like, what is your community going to be all about? What do we want to do inside of this space? What's going to go on inside of here? Why should people join it, right? We want to give them reason to join. So why should they? What are we going to do that's going to support them? What do we want to share? I'll say if it's valuable and a supportive space, let them know. Like, Kristen, I know your type of work, a little bit about your type of work. And I know it's like, this is a safe space. This is a supportive space, right? Like, that's a really important thing that I would be telling people constantly, like, this is a safe space, supportive. And if you guys are in the nutritional world or the health world, like, another thing is this is a very supportive community, because you can see out in the public social media world sometimes, like, it's like, I want to do my health this way, and you get people coming at you because of that, and that doesn't feel safe and supportive. So you get to be the facilitator of that community, and this is how people are going to determine if that group is the right fit for them. Okay, that's how we're going to separate the ones who would maybe never be your client, and that's fine. Like, that's saves you time, right? It's super helpful. Okay, have you ever thought about a growth plan to generate leads into your Facebook group? My growth, and I don't know if I talk about this on here in the slides. Let's see. IG seems fun, but most of my clients have come from Facebook, and creating Facebook content is so much easier. 100%, Kayla, 100%. I owe myself some content for Instagram, and I'm like, oh, it's just so much easier to just drop it in the group, right? Oh, yay, Yvette started posting. Kayla's group is about 2 weeks old. Love it. Sarah says yes. Jessica says not yet. Okay, great. Samantha started her first group in May. I use Facebook ads. My niche is so intimate. Yes, very, very, yeah, you have a very, very supportive type of space that you want to create for those guys. All right. Okay. More info for you guys. Here it comes. All right. 4 critical pieces that are going to bring leads to your community. Number 1, you need a searchable Facebook group name. So where I come from, names would be like Wellness with Lindsay. What does that even mean? It's a wellness space. Great. But what does that mean? And who's Lindsay? So I learned over time that that's not searchable. Nobody knows who I am, right? Unless they've been on a call with me or they met me somewhere locally, right? They're like, oh, I know her. But if they're on social, and if you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but Facebook pushes groups out. And I actually have screenshots. I should have put one in the slide. I'll put it on my Instagram or I'll put it on my story. So if you pop into my stories a little later, because I did take a screenshot, but what's happening is Facebook pushes your group out. But if your group is not clear on the name, you're going to lose out on people requesting to join, right? So when you see the name of the community that I have, it is Profitable Facebook Group Strategies for Female Business Owners. So we're looking to support the women who want to run a profitable Facebook group. You see how clear that is? So clear. So if somebody's like, I would like to learn how to run a profitable group. My group is not profitable. My group is not growing. She can help me. They're going to be like, I want to join. Okay. And then the second part to this is clear questions. So the cool part about your Facebook group, and this is where we are growing our email list, you get to ask 3 clear questions on your group. Okay. And those questions can be a game changer to save you time and to help you grow that email list. Clearly, one of those questions needs to be, what's your email, right? Because then you can continue to move these people onto your list, right? And now they're coming in your community. Something I want to tell you before I keep going on about this, something that's really important is we are in a space where trust is low. And people are very cautious about who they spend their money with right now. And you guys might be like, that's me. I'm not just buying anybody's course. Everybody's talking about making thousands of dollars in 30 days. And I don't know who to trust and believe. It's wild out there. I don't know who can really, truly help me. I've bought this and learned nothing. And so what I want you to understand is when you have an email list and you have a group, and you're sharing similar content, right? Because your message is always going to be very similar when you're supporting people. That's just sales and marketing 101. It's a whole nother conversation. But when they're seeing your name in their inbox and they're seeing you pop up in the community and they're seeing you in your stories even, and they're like, wow, she's like really going to be there for me. She really is doing the thing. Like trust builds fast. Okay. So I like the idea of having Facebook be your front end and email being what I call the back end, right? It's like the tech stuff. And I know it's a whole nother training and a whole nother conversation, but it's important because they're seeing your name. And the more, want to know what brought me into this business world 14 years ago, she kept popping up, right? Same story, same vision, very similar messaging. And she built my trust. I was like, this is a scam. This is fake. This is a scam. And then on repeat, every week, there she was, popping up, painting a picture of the life I was craving with those kids. At the time, I didn't have the kids. Now I have 12-year-old boys, and we're out the door in like 2 hours for sports. And we've been out the door all morning for sports. And that's where I was like, how does one do this 9 to 5? Like I'm all over the map with these kids and their sports. It's a lot. And so when she showed me, she does this around her kid's schedule and she didn't just say it once. She said it like a broken record. I was like, sign me up. I don't know what you're doing, but sign me up. I'm in. I'm here for this. And here we are 14 years later. So I want you to understand, like, I want you to talk more about what it is that you do. That's a whole sales conversation that I'm just giving you guys some bonus stuff while we're talking, but I just want you to know, like, trust is critical right now in this online space because you don't know who can truly like support you and help you because there's just so many people sharing things. And when you see someone consistent sharing a very similar message on repeat, you can start to trust them. Like, hey, this has to be legit because they're doing it on repeat. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Number 3, tell everyone about your community. 2 times a week is my deal. Okay. There's so many ways we can tell people. It's not just a Facebook. There's so many things you guys can do. But one of the easiest things you can do is tell people you have a Facebook group. Like, it's the easiest, simplest way to generate leads. Who's a group for? What's the group about? Tell these people to come on in. It's one of the easiest, organic, simple. I do this, and sometimes I'll wake up and 50 new eyeballs are in my, requesting to join, wanting to get on my email list. And this is where I feel very confident helping people generate 100 leads into their community in 30 days, because I've done it on repeat, and I've done it with many people, many students. Okay. So simple. And then I want you to optimize your cover photo and your profile. Okay. Meaning, make it known what you do. We need to know what you do in order for us to want to be a part of your world and be a part of your community. Okay. And also, we cannot just do this for 30 days. We need to do this for time. We need to be consistent. We need to do this for a solid 6+ months. My community was not built. I did say 50 leads, in a week or whatever I said. However, 2 to 3 leads per week adds up. And that's what it was like for me in the beginning. It wasn't like 50 overnight, because I didn't have a network. I was figuring it out. I was building the network. I was connecting and, learning how to do all that stuff. Okay. So be patient with yourself as you do this thing. Okay. Bonus tip for those dream clients to say yes. And that is building that community. If you haven't heard me say that 10 times in this masterclass, please know I want you to build a community. I want you to really start to think about content inside of this space that you want to speak to your people, and conversations, because that content should be helping you create conversations. And the magic in all of this is the implementation in your group, which is that 3 to 6 months of consistency. Consistency is like my number 4. The 3 C's is what I call this, like my 3 C's: community, content, conversations. But quite honestly, we could call it 5 C's, because it's community, content that create conversations, that create conversions, which is how we're going to get those sales, and doing it all consistently. Okay. A little review. One of my students talked about the group or the program being everything you need to successfully launch and run a group. Everything I cover, she loves that. What I've taught has been at your own pace. If you need to take longer, the coaching calls have been super helpful to work through questions after completing. She's really excited to wake up her group and make it a community again. So if you guys don't know me, I am a no fluff coach. I mean, I'm very, very caring, and I care a lot about your success, but I'm very no fluff and like, hey, let's just get that intentional action done. You'd be surprised if you put your blinders on, get into action, how much you can get done in a pretty short period of time. And so I'm going to give you some action steps. You can screenshot this, you can write this down. And then I want you to go post, I got to change the name. I changed the name of the community. We used to be Successful Business Women since I've done this class, but we are now Profitable Facebook Group Strategies for Female Business Owners. I liked getting more clear. Even I wanted to get more clear on my name for my community. So post it in that group once you've done all the things, but I want you to, number 1, get clear on who your community is for. This is going to help you be so excited to bring people in, because you know what you're going to do. You know what you want to support them in, right? Number 2, I want you to create your 3 questions before you launch this, before you start talking about it too much, because we want to get them to answer your questions as they come in. So make sure you do that first. Okay. And then finally, I want you to look at your social media and be like, is this optimized? Do people know that they can come if they land on my page, that there's a community they can join? Do they know about what I do? Do I talk about it? Right? These are simple questions, simple strategies. And this probably could take you less than an hour to get all done. And then I want you to post inside the community and let me know you got it done. Cool? Okay. Now, I'm really excited. Kayla has 2 questions. Okay, perfect. I'll get back to you on these questions here in a second. Yep. The Ambitious Moms Club. I'm also wondering if the group description. Yes, the group description, the group cover photo, and the cover photo, the description, and the name, all searchable. Yep. All right. IG's for visibility. It's more for people. Yep. Yes. You guys got that. This group description. Have a group that needs promoting better. Are your Facebook groups always free? Oh, no, they're not. I actually teach you both. I teach you how to run a monetized group and I teach you how to run a free one. Okay. I really want to share something with you guys because I think you're going to love it. I'm like really excited about it. So it's coming up next. But I do want to say, I'm so passionate about free communities because DMs they can go wild and you can lose them. Okay. People can land on your stories and or follow you on Instagram, and Instagram can be really wild. And all of a sudden you were like, who is that person? And you have to go back and figure it out. Or they don't end up watching your stories because it gets pushed to the back. Like maybe you take a day off and they're like, I forget who that person was. When you can funnel them into a community, you do not lose them, right? You're getting them on that email list, you're funneling them into a community. There's so many things you can do inside of that space that will help you to consistently, I firmly believe like this is how I get sales week after week. I get sales weekly, if not daily, depending on the business. I've got a few different businesses. It just depends. But I firmly I get asked this a lot and I'm like, I'm telling you, it's because I just build community inside of a free group and people feel comfortable. So I want you to think about if you've ever created a free guide, right? Like you create a PDF and in order for them to get that free guide, they need to give you their email. So I want you to think about your Facebook group as a free guide. Same concept, okay? It's a group, it's a community where they can talk back to you, okay? That's something that I just want you to sit with that. That's how I view it. And it's a passion because at the end of the day, you need clients, right? We need customers, we need clients. And then if we want to serve them in a paid space, I see that as a VIP exclusive space where they're going to get more high touch with you. You're going to maybe jump on Zoom with them, right? We're going to do free group. We're not jumping on Zoom with people every single week. We're popping in live. There's a lot of different things you can do. Our goal is to bring in these cold leads who have no idea who you are, but they're really excited about the topic you're teaching or the support you're creating in your space, whether it's a local business, whether it's a nutritional, whether it's, the support in relationships, whatever it is you're doing. And we want these cold people to be able to come on in and be like, love her, love what she's teaching. She got me. I trust her. I want to work with her when they're ready, right? That's the streamlined process. And in a way, this is run like a machine. It's like a gold mine machine that I want to help you just get in that habit of really running that thing and understanding those strategies. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let me tell you about this new thing. I'm so excited. I want to work with you guys. Okay. I have put together something so exciting. This is brand new. Nobody knows about this. I literally have thought really hard about how I can help at a much better level. And so I'm telling you guys about it. So I am putting together a live opportunity to work with me in July for 30 days. I'm calling it's called Community to Cash. This is a program that I typically work with people one-on-one. They'll come in with me and we will make sure your group name is searchable. We will make sure your description is searchable. We will make sure your cover photo is good to go. I have a template. You'll get the template. We make sure everything's optimized in your social media on the outside so people find you on the inside. We go through how we're going to generate all these leads on a deeper level. I've given you a lot of what we do, but there's more opportunity in there. I give you a lot of different strategies that allow you. A lot of it is very much organic, by the way. I'm not opposed to ads. I think Facebook ads are totally fine, but I do have a lot of great organic strategy to help you. This is something I typically do one-on-one with people, and I charge $497 for that one-on-one, okay, for about 30 days. And then the goal is for you to get 50 to 100 leads into your community, onto your email list, make sure everything's optimized, okay? And I want to include some sales strategy for you guys and a free day of Voxer coaching with me as part of this. Okay. So it's going to be $97. We're going to start July 14th because I travel the first week of July for the 4th. So we're going to meet July 14th. We are going to get everything set up for your community. We're going to do the custom search. We're going to make sure your name's searchable. You're going to get a custom guide that you're going to be able to fill out for your own personal business. Okay. You're going to get my templates. Of course, we're going to have a Facebook group for all the questions. We're going to have a Q&A call, and then you're going to get a free Voxer coaching day with me where you can, it can be used. You're like, I need to get through the 30 days and then I want to jump on this Voxer with you because I want everything implemented first and then ask you all the questions. I'm like so excited about this. This is something I have wanted to do. And I'm like, let's do this in freaking July. So it's been so wild with the summer. A couple of my students, some more reviews. They said, I think I might need another call with you. You are magic. I had the chance to work with Lindsay to create my group. She's incredible. I'm not tech savvy at all. And she was able to walk me through the process in a concise and logical way. She made it painless. I worked with a lady who runs Go High Level, which is the back end. So if you guys don't even have back end where you're putting programs, where you're putting email, I got connection to my Go High Level girl who I helped build out her community, because a lot of Go High Level users, Go High Level is like your email, if you were to put programs into, it's like all of it in one. It's so awesome. It does like a stand store type of thing. I'm like obsessed, but I can like connect you with her if you were looking for something like that as well. Okay, so if you join Community Cash, we're gonna have a live experience. You're gonna get 1 day of Voxer coaching with me. Community Cash is a proven strategy that has helped not only me, but others build successful businesses over the years. So inside these 30 days together, we are going to optimize your social media. We are going to optimize your Facebook group, AKA we're going to make sure your name's searchable. We're going to make sure your description is ready to go. We're going to make sure that cover photo is good. And you're going to get all the lead gen strategies, more than what I've given you today, of course. We are going to help you relaunch or launch on social. We're going to be building your email list, of course, with all the questions. We're going to go through everything. I'm going to walk you through every single feature that you can utilize and how you can utilize it to convert the member. So we're not just growing that community. I'm going to show you how to convert, which is number 3, sales strategies to call in those clients. My girl, Sarah, she doubled her list after we did our call. She did a one-on-one with me. She was able to double her list in a week. That was wild to me. I was like, wow, that was so cool. So I'm super excited about this. Again, typically we do this one-on-one together. I want to do it in a group, a small group, nothing crazy, wild, big, so I can answer your questions and help you guys. The value is massive because once you got this community up and running, like the opportunity to bring in clients, bring in leads, and then convert to clients. I mean, you can see how this can turn into a big business for you once you've got this system in place. It's all about streamlining system, simplicity, to create something sustainable. Okay. All right. I'm so pumped about this. I'm going to drop that link and I'm going to stop sharing. I am so pumped. Let me grab that link real quick in case you guys want to sign up. We're going to start July 14th. And now I have, let's see, we got a few minutes. What questions do you have for me? Yes. New leads help rejuvenate a group. Samantha, we do it through questions. So we're going to, oh yeah, I'm so excited. Kristen. Okay, sorry. There's a lot of questions. Let me see here. Okay, Samantha. Oh, Sarah answered. Thank you, Sarah. Yep. It's exactly what Sarah said. Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate you. Yep. All good. Sarah's answer is correct. Are you staying up to date with your cover photo? Are you saying, yes, we're doing both? We're doing both. Love. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Did I miss anything? Oh, when creating group, should the group be created through your business? Okay, let me tell you guys, Facebook is kind of like Instagram. So you're able to create like a following, if you will. And so I say personal page. Yeah. Do I think I might run this again in the fall? I don't know. All right, now I just want to run it in July. I don't know if I might. I gotta see how it goes. You guys would be, if you come in, you're gonna be like the first ones we do this, and it's gonna, I'm really excited for it. Sorry, Kayla. I'm like, I want to do it over summer season. And I was gonna ask, for those of you who are really interested, like your feedback on the time, because I was looking at times and I'm just curious, like morning, evening, afternoon, just curious for those who actually really want to do it, to see, because summer season is a wild time over here. I'm sure you all know. And so I'm super curious. Angela, the price is $97 and the link is right up here. And then you guys get, Stephanie says evening. I was wondering, I'm like, is evening going to be better because we're all kind of like home from all the stuff that's happening during the day? I was thinking about that. It's something that, yeah, I'm not opposed to, like, the time doesn't have to be specific. Oh, she has day job. Okay. Yeah, cool. No, it won't be on Tuesdays. Okay. All right, you guys, I don't know. I'm so excited to do this. And remember, if you took a picture, share it out on stories, I'm going to pick a name. And then I'm going to give you guys a Voxer coaching day. If you're coming in with us, make sure that you get signed up. We'll get that scheduled, but I do think you'll probably want to like go through calls and then we'll do it. I think that'll help you be like, okay, we're doing this and here's the problem, Lindsay, help me troubleshoot. How does Facebook push out? Bye, Samantha. Thank you for coming. For people to support, Facebook will push it out. I'll show you. I'm going to put a picture in my stories and kind of show you what it's doing, but I guess if you want to engage and do things like that, it'll push it out more, but it's my understanding. I understand it. The more you grow it, the more it pushes it out. That's my understanding from what I've researched. So yay. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for taking your time, for being here. If you're coming into Community Cash Live, so excited to work with you. And if not, that's okay. I hope this was super helpful for you. All right. Have an amazing day. I will see you guys in the group. Bye.